Next technique is retreating pendulum. Retreating pendulum is against a rear crossover back kick or side kick. So this will work. Textbook would be a rear crossover back kick defense, or it could also obviously work against a rear crossover side kick. The interesting thing about this concept in defense is I'm mirroring the footwork of my opponent, of my aggressor. So as they do a rear crossover, I too do a rear crossover in reverse. So my right leg steps back as my right hand blocks the kick. Notice how my left hand kind of swims alongside the right hand's action in a check. Okay, and this is going to help with the entire action of this technique. So I call it swimming because it almost feels like you're swimming when you do it full force and full speed. So from this position, my right leg steps back, I do my downward block, and as that block continues in orbit, I shift weight onto my left leg, knife edge kicking with my right leg, landing with a hammer strike. So there's an economy of motion. Defensive with the right arm, continuing in orbit, kick, and landing with the hammer strike to the back of the cerebellum. From this position, I'm going to do a scoop kick up between the legs into the groin of my opponent. You'll see this better on Sensei Gate. So I throw that scoop kick up, and then I land back down for a leg spread. Boom, for the ending. Cross out, step back on guard. So let's take a look at this from one more angle before we pull Sensei Gate in. So the guard is up. I'm mirroring the attempt to kick. As they cross in, I cross back. Blocking, shifting, kicking, landing with the hammer strike, scooping, and then spreading. Cross out, step back, on guard. So let's take a look at this with Mr. Gabe. So as Mr. Gabe does his rear crossover, I do my rear crossover. Okay? As he throws the kick, I block. Now that opens up my target for the knife edge kick. I knife edge kick, land for the hammer strike. Okay? So let's do that one more time. As he comes in, block, kick, hammer. From the hammer strike, you see the opening here between the legs. That's where I scoop and then spread the legs out, cross out, step back, on guard. So basically just assisting him in his reaction off of getting hit in the back of the head. Basically putting him into a face plant on the ground. So from this position again, we block, kick, strike, scoop, spread, cross out, step back, on guard. We'll slow it down for you. He comes in, blocking. Notice the left arm is up. It's kind of helped counterbalancing the action of my right arm. I knife edge kick, hammer strike to the back of the cerebellum. I scoop and then spread. Cross out, step back, undone. And that's called retreating pendulum.